We were at my youngest son's soccer game recently, and as we walked over to the soccer fields, my mom walked behind me when suddenly she said, "Renee, your hair is so red. That is the strangest color. Do you know what color your hair is? You need to get your hairdresser to fix it." Well, I decided that that was just Mom's opinion, and we kept on walking, and we were watching the soccer game later on the sidelines when she commented that she didn't like my toenail polish. She said, "Renee, that toenail polish is so orange. It just doesn't look right. Why would you wear that color?" Well, I was convinced by this time that my mom was going colorblind because I was wearing this frosty bronze toenail polish. So I turned around to tease her about it, and I noticed that my mom was wearing these auburn tinted sunglasses. And I realized why everything looked way too orange or way too red to her that day. We laughed so hard about what had happened, and of course she apologized for her comments about the color of my hair and my toenail polish. But later on, as we were telling this story to my husband, my 13-year-old was sitting there and he was listening and laughing along. And then when everything got really quiet, Joshua looked at us and he said, "You know, I think we can all learn something from this. We need to be careful what we look through before we judge what we see." Well, I was just struck by the wisdom of our 13-year-old. And we encouraged him, and later on I just went back to Joshua and I said, "You know, honey, you really had an insight that I can learn from today. And God's given you wisdom because the Holy Spirit lives in you, and I just want to encourage you that you're really growing. And what do you think God says about what you share with us? Be careful what you look through before you judge what you see with what He says in His Word. And how can we apply this in an everyday life situation?" And so we talked about 1 Samuel 16, where it says that man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. And we talked about relationships and opportunities for him to apply that truth in his everyday life. My name's Renee, and that's my D6 story.